Basta kay Zero dyan, ibang klase. Let's go! Yan. So, part 2 na to ng ating topic tungkol sa production losses. Yung part 1 is diniscuss natin doon kung ano yung mga normal losses at kung ano yung accounting treatment natin na ginagawa kung sakaling yung normal losses is attributable sa lahat ng jobs or generally common sa lahat ng jobs at kung yung normal losses naman is specifically identified to a specific job. So ano yung accounting treatment or journal entry na ginagawa natin pag sakaling meron tayong normal losses. So ngayon namang part 2, maikli lang to. Ang pag-uusapan naman natin is mga abnormal spoilage. So ano ba ang treatment natin dito at kung saan natin to kina-classify. So start tayo. Yung cost ng mga abnormal losses, again, net of disposal value pa din dapat ha. Pag sinabing net of disposal value, ililes mo muna yung disposal value dun sa cost of defective units. Tapos yung net nun or yung net amount that will be classified as abnormal spoilage yung sakaling lampas siya sa tolerance level natin. Kagaya ng sinabi natin dun sa last video, meron tayong tolerance level kung saan kung pasok siya sa tolerance level, normal loss muna yon. Pero kung above or lumampas na, yung lampas is classified as abnormal losses. So, yung treatment natin dito is classified ito as period cost. So, ang abnormal losses is period cost yan. Okay? So, nabanggit natin to sa unang video natin. So, period cost yan. Ang treatment nito is dahil yung asset cost, dapat i-include lang niya lahat ng cost na necessary to produce it or to produce the inventory. Yung mga unnecessary costs, so this is unnecessary. Yung mga unnecessary costs, yan, hindi siya dapat isinasama sa cost ng asset. Kasi ang cost ng asset, mga product cost yon. So therefore, yung mga unnecessary cost should be written off in the period kung kailan sila na-incur. Kaya sa tinawag na period cost, ira-write off siya, write off in the period in which they are incurred. Yan. So, hindi siya normal, abnormal siya, lampas siya dun sa tolerance level natin. Therefore, i-write off natin siya classified as expense. So, itong mga abnormal losses, hindi yan necessary, hindi yan kailangan para makapag-produce ng good units. At yung cost na yan, pwede yung maiwasan. That can be avoided. So, avoidable cost itong mga to. Avoidable cost, may iwasan yan kung sakaling hindi na kung sakaling nagawa natin yung maintenance ng machine, for example, maiwasan natin yan kung nag-ingat lang yung ating mga staff, example. So these are all avoidable costs in the future. And then yung cost should be, itong cost na to, dapat yan ay separately identified at yung reason or yung dahilan dapat yung investigahan para maiwasan yan in the future na mangyari ulit. Okay? So meron tayong example dito. So the following entry assumes that Kaido Corporation normally anticipates some losses on its customer orders and included in decimated cost of those losses in developing the predetermined overhead rate. So assume that on job number 130, the cost of defective units was 200 pesos. So ito yung nagastos para makapag-produce ng units kaya lang defective. So mabebenta naman siya at 45 pesos, yung disposal value. So yung remaining 155, ayan, 'di ba, ang nagastos mo 200, pero mabebenta mo lang siya ng 45 kasi nga defective. So may natitirang 155, hindi na natin mare-recover 'yan. Yung 155 na cost, 115 daw is normal at yung 40 is abnormal. So paano natin siya i-record? So kagaya nung binanggit natin last time, kapag normal, ang charge natin, assuming siya ay common sa lahat ng jobs, assuming common sa lahat ng jobs to ha, yung normal will be part of the overhead. Tapos yung abnormal will be part of the period costs. Okay? Or operating expense na yan. Other losses na yan, other expenses. So yung disposal value, ilalagay natin siya as inventory until mabenta natin siya. So right now, For now, ilalagay muna natin siya as debit disposal value of defective work. So this is part of your inventory kasi ibebenta mo siya. Hihintay mo lang kung kailan. So that is 45 pesos. Debit, yung normal loss, manufacturing overhead. Manufacturing overhead, which is 115. Ayan. Tapos yung ating 40 pesos, lampas na yan do sa normal. So dapat yan ilagay natin as other losses. Debit loss from abnormal spoilage. Okay? Abnormal spoilage. That is 40. And then credit, yung work in process nung customer, job number 130. So assuming common to sa lahat ng job or generally incurred in almost all jobs, tatanggalin mo yun sa work in process ng customer kasi hindi daw siya specifically identified sa job number 130. So tatanggalin mo yung buong cost niya. That's equivalent to 200 pesos. Okay, so 45 plus 15, 160 plus 40, 200. So again, yung unang debit natin, it represents the disposal value of your inventory. Tapos yung net cost of a normal spoilage, ito. Net cost of normal spoilage, i-debit natin yung manufacturing overhead. Tapos yung portion ng net cost of spoilage na unnecessary and unanticipated, hindi kailangan, yun yung loss from abnormal spoilage, 40 pesos. And then credit, the whole amount of inventory, work in process, 200. Assuming siya ay common sa lahat ng job. Okay? Sige. So, ito yung part 2 lang ng ating topic. Inihiwalay ko lang talaga siya kasi yung buong discussion natin ng normal losses ay nasa isang video. So, check it out para at least ma-check niyo yung difference ng normal tsaka abnormal. So yun lang, dito natatapos yung topic natin tungkol sa production losses. I hope makatulong din sa inyo at ingat kayo palagi. Bye-bye!